Shout out my son, Reese the director.
Shout out Reese the director.
And shout out to Reese the director.
Let me see it show the work.
You know the vibes. It's your guy, Infamous Ty. Major shout outs to W.Y.K production.
All right, let's get it. So, me and you, we've been working for a minute, but the people that's watching, my new viewers, they don't know you yet. So we're gonna jump. We're gonna make it fresh for them. So, tell them where you from, Infamous Ty.
I'm from Flatbush, Brooklyn.
All right, so you got Brooklyn in the building. How did you get your name?
Really how I got my first original stage name used to be Infamous Ty Murder. But unfortunately, I had to wind up dropping the murder out my name around 2015 due to marketing and promotion reasons.
Oh, like when you was trying to drop things, like they would flag you for like that's already an artist name?
Not necessarily an artist. It was just more of like crossing over, trying to make a household name.
Yeah, that murder scares people. Like, when I hear that name, it gives me more of a battle rap vibe. To be honest with you, you know. But so you just shortened it, Infamous Ty. Yeah,
Infamous Ty. And also, I wanted to change the narrative on the word infamous itself, because the word infamous itself, you have to be notorious. You have to be ghetto. You have to be like, you have to do something that's like world events.
Unheard of.
Like world events will never forget. Like you got to do something real notorious, like Hitler, for example. You feel me? Like you, and a lot of people feel that you gotta have a bad reputation to carry that name. But at the same time, you can have a good reputation as well for carrying that name. So, prime example, look at Martin Luther King. He's infamous for the civil rights movement.
Correct.
That's why he has a holiday. And every year we celebrate his legacy and his contribution towards Black people. So you can be infamous in good ways. So I decided to just change the narrative and on the word infamous itself and let them know that you can be positive for good things. You can have certain milestones, certain career goals. You can be positive for that. You know, it's just all about changing the narrative and trying to like help other people think from different perspectives.
Okay. So how long you been an artist? Cause you seem pretty seasoned, like the way you like. I put all the thought into your name and in the transition. So yeah, how long you been doing this?
I've been doing it since I was 16 officially. But I was started freestyling probably like 8th grade, 9th grade-ish. But I would say 16 is like when I had like my first studio session recordings and whatnot. You know, making that executive decision from cutting school to being in a studio all the way out in Marlboro in Brooklyn. You know, even though some people was not gonna agree with the decision I made, but it was the betterment for me. Because this is something that I wanted to do. This is something that, you know, I get heavy influenced on based on, you know, the amount of rappers that I listen to and who I listen to, you know. So I made that executive decision, cut school, and now here we are.
So what inspired you to make music?
What inspired me is the physical CDs, like the amount of artists that I had physically. Shout outs to my boy Desi Hines from Pro Era. Me and him graduated at the same time, so he got like a little influence as well. So I felt like, you know, if he could do it, I could do it. And my boy Zoe, that introduced me to the studio out in his spot in Marlboro, you know.
So would you say they inspired your sound?
Yeah, everything just came together. Like it just made sense. It just came together. Like, you know, when the opportunity presents itself, you gotta take it.
Definitely.
So no matter what, yeah.
So what inspired your sound?
A major influence in like the 90s, early 2000s. The 90s, like the Pop, Biggie, a little bit of Jay-Z, 2000 era, 50, T.I., Lil Wayne, Kanye West era, a little bit of 2010, like Meek Mill, Wiz Khalifa, and then just a little bit of what's going on right now, 2022, like with the new sound. So it's like bits and pieces of every era that passes by gave me that sound, but heavily influenced in the 90s.
So you talked about it a little bit, but do you remember your first studio session?
Yeah, my first studio session, because I remember that day I was supposed to go to after school to get more help for the Regents. So I made a decision. I cut school. I was like, nah, I'm not going to that. I went to the studio session. I got high as fuck, like like high as fuck, and I just probably did like, it was my first song. It's called Daydream. That's still out on that piff, and I got high as fuck, and I just had the bars written, but it was just on a different beat. So yeah, it was Daydream was my first song.
All right. So tell me about your worst music experience.
Worst music experience. Damn. I don't want to put anybody on blast though, but worst music experience is, you know, paying for something that you don't get. That's one. Paying for something and it's like helping you making money. It's making me money and it's making you money. So example, like if I'm bringing out 30, 40, 50 people to an event, why am I going last? Why I have to perform in front of the 50 people? If your crowd attendance is 100, 200, why I can't multiply my numbers?
Right.
So, worst music experience.
All right. So, you dropped this project, Infamous Diaries.
Yeah.
What was the influence for that track? How many tracks is on that project again?
It's about 16. Yeah, 16 tracks on there. Regular album track number.
So Infamous Diaries, tell me about the title.
Well, so with Infamous Diaries, I wanted to change my writing because I feel that I was not only I was making too much conscious music, but also at the same time I wanted to try a different sound or try a different lane that I haven't tried before. So it's more of a R&B, still got hip hop, still do me kind of vibe thing. But
would you consider that?
I just wanted a different sound. I just want to hear people. I just want to let the people know that I got a different sound. I don't stick to one sound.
Okay, so it was more of a versatility switch, not just like I want to dumb it down because like you more lyrical, so it's not like you feel like you had to dumb it down. It was a versatility choice.
Yeah, basically versatility choice in terms of like, you know, putting out a different kind of sound, a different kind of vibe.
Who are you listening to right now?
It's bits and pieces. Pac, Biggie. That's like my daily playlist. Like,
Word?
yes, my daily. Even if I bump this at work,
Yeah.
it's Pac, Biggie, 50, Chef G, 22 G's, Young Dolph, Jada, T.I., Ludacris, DMX, God Rest the Dead, Mobb Deep. It's just like Meek Mill, one of each.
Oh.
Feel me? If not few of each.
All right. So what does making it mean to you?
Making it mean to me is just achieving the dream that you always wanted to do, or you know, want to set a goal for yourself, or do something that what the major is doing. So if your face is on the billboards in Times Square and you see the clothing brands, you see the McDonald's, you see the huge corporations, they got that to push whatever message. And you may feel that that's goals.
Mm-hmm.
You want to have, it gives you that mindset to push whatever you got. Because if they could do it, you could do it.
Right. So speaking of billboards, you was on a billboard on 42nd Street. You know, because it was a DJ Drewski event, right?
Yeah.
Nah, it was
Remember that shit, right?
Nah, it was an Indie Gatekeepers event. Shout out to my managers, Gem and Diamond, GTMG Enterprises. But yeah, it was a magazine that, you know, they decided to bring together. We decided to, put together.
Right.
So,
Have you collaborated with any of those artists that was on that was published in that magazine?
Oh yeah, of course. My sis Lonnie Lyric.
Yeah, I was just gonna say her because I see her promote a lot.
Yeah.
I like her and Young Jay. You know.
Lonnie Lyric, Reloaded Rose. Basically, we definitely, speaking of that, we got a whole anthem that the world ain't even listened to. Like we got one. Like I basically got a collab with everybody based off of that anthem. We got an anthem that's coming soon.
Yeah.
Who is your best collab?
Who's my overall?
Yeah, your best collab. Who you was like, nah, this artist is super dope. I love working with this dude.
It depends on how you viewing it. I could view it from a lyrical aspect. Or
Just in general. Like I just like making music with you out here.
Yeah, that's the most features that I got. But and he definitely got that. He definitely got that lyrical content in him. Despite him being funny and doing all that crazy shit he does, not for nothing, he got that lyrical content in him. Like, that boy's nice. Feel me? Like, but my favorite person, sheesh, damn. That's a pretty hard one, to be honest with you. But it's all about the vibe in the session. Like, all my studio sessions is always a vibe. Like, once you bring that vibe and I'm able to bring it out of you, I think I might label you as my favorite, but it's a hard one, Reese. I'm sorry, bro.
So what was the first track you ever dropped on all streaming platforms?
My first track was my second EP. It's called the Warm Up EP Part 2. I had like 7 tracks on there. So from Born for This, the intro, to Never Gonna Change, featuring Just Right, shout out to Just, to No Problems, to Too Much Sauce, to No $1 Million Dreams. You know, go stream that platform. You'll see what I'm talking about.
So you mentioned Too Much Sauce. And I see you rocking the brand right now.
That's a fact.
How did you come up with that track?
You know, it was a regular night streaming.
That's
on
the original
YouTube.
beat?
Yeah, it's original beat.
You know the beat maker too? Or?
Yeah.
Oh, dope.
He did his name is Young Devontae. He did that Pop Smoke joint that Got It On Me.
Oh, alright.
Yeah, so and he's from Russia.
Wow.
From Russia. He giving it up crazy. So
you met him on like BeatStars or how you met him?
Typical YouTube search.
Oh, okay.
You know, because the thing with YouTube, once you establish a certain amount of numbers, on the sidebar it gives you a recommended video that's similar to your search.
Right.
So it's like a SEO. It's like a little engine that they use to like see like whatever videos you constantly watch or you constantly like.
Yeah, it creates an algorithm.
Yeah. There you go. So yeah.
Yep.
As far as that record, Too Much Sauce. I was just in the crib and I was like, and I probably wrote that song for probably like, I would say at least 30 minutes, 45 minutes.
Oh wow.
2 verses, banged it out.
Yeah.
And that was it.
So
everything else was history.
Right. So I if I'm not mistaken, I know you had King K Bone on that track.
Yeah.
But when I seen the video, which is at what 28K.
Yeah.
You know, I didn't see him on that. So like, what happened with that? How did that work out with you taking him off?
Well, it was basically an executive business decision I made.
Okay.
So, and not for nothing, I'm not here to bash anyone's name or legacy, but
shout out my boy King K Vaughn.
But shout outs to him. That boy, he's another lyrical monster as well, in my opinion. But it was just an executive business decision because I feel that he has a vision and I have a vision. But we both got visions, we both got dreams and goals of what we want to accomplish, but somehow it's just not correlating with each other.
Yeah, it's not cohesive, I guess.
Yeah, it's not like you can have a goal or vision, and I hear what you're saying, and I got a goal and vision, even though reality is the same goal, but you just don't want to work together to get to that goal.
I definitely understand that.
So that was my executive decision, and everything else was just banging.
I mean, I can't lie, bro. I definitely appreciate your your marketing strategy with that track? Like when I say you force it on everybody, because I watch your Instagram, you my bro, so every time I see you, I'm like, yo, you perform it everywhere. You have to, but I feel like that's like a great example for all artists. Like I have tons of friends that make music and they just want to keep making it. Now I'm just looking for a hit. No, this gonna be the fucking hit. And I feel like that's what you did with that track. Like, how'd you know it was gonna be a hit? How did you even come up? How did you know? Because it's at 4K on just the audio before you drop the video. Yeah. So how did you know like this is gonna be the one?
It's just a little bit of motivation and a little bit of hate. That's just
from your team or yourself.
Like from the hate.
Now, I'm not saying the hate. I'm saying that like the motivation. Where's the motivation come from?
Motivation came from the team.
Okay.
And it came from me as well because I was in a situation where I was listening to somebody and I had two choices: to either listen to what they say and come to a decision of why I'm still in the same predicament, or just say, screw them, I'm gonna do me.
Right.
And that's what I basically did. I said, nah, I'm not gonna listen to nobody, I'm gonna listen to myself.
As you should.
And here we are again today.
Right.
For the second interview with Maurice the director, man.
Yeah.
You feel me?
So like you're with the label, right? GTMG.
Yeah, GTMG Enterprises, man. Just shout outs to the most hardworking, talented managers.
How long you been with them?
In New York City. I knew him since 2014, to be honest with you.
You know another thing that just popped in my head that I just noticed because basically you have a managing label. You have a manager.
Yeah, a management company.
So when I go to like inquire with certain artists, they always say, "Oh, you got to hit my manager." You never did that to me. It's funny because you've been with them. You was with Ghetto Rich first, and you've been with GTMG for a while. Every time I work with you, you never like, "Hey, my manager." And that's one thing I was just tell about. Like, damn, I appreciate that because you got a lot of accolades. You like on Times Square, got tons of projects out. You never like switched up on me like, nah, but you'll hit my manager if you want to work with me. You talk direct. So I mean, does it work like that with everywhere you go when it comes to your business, or do people got to inquire with you, or they hit your company up?
Nah, as far as like anybody reaching out to me, then with all due respect, you gotta go to them. Yeah. But for me personally, besides the management, because I've been doing this before, management, if we got like a good history and good business, and I know I'm able to trust you with certain things, I'm like, all right, I'm gonna hit you up because I know for a fact that I did business with you before, it was a success. Let me keep you in my back pocket. Yeah. You feel me? Yeah. So for like future events or whatever you got going on, and let's support each other type thing. So
just want to say, bring me with you, man.
It was before management.
Okay.
Because I met you before. No, wait, hold on. Yeah, it's 2014. I met them, but I didn't get managed till 2018.
Oh, why so long? You just kind of going through it like, if you want to do it yourself or you want to use the label?
It was more of doing it myself at one point. And then also at the same time, they saw a vision in me that nobody else didn't see.
What about you? Did you see that their vision?
I saw their vision, and they saw my vision.
Right.
But the politics didn't see it. They saw something else.
Okay.
So they was like, I'm gonna take him and I'm gonna work with him. Right. And I know for a fact he gonna listen. And I know for a fact if I tell him to do whatever, X, Y, and Z, he gonna execute. Right. You feel me? And that's what I've been doing. Ever since I've been with them, since 2018. Yo, Ty, what you doing tomorrow? Besides work, I ain't doing nothing. Yeah. Yo, can you do a photo shoot for me? Yo, can you do this for me? For whatever.
So how long you been? Well, you know. Is there any other artists with GTMG?
Yeah, we got a whole bunch. We got a whole army. We got like 10 of us, bro.
Like 10?
Yeah.
How many girls in that group?
There's only two.
Two girls. They both rappers?
Yeah, they both rappers.
Okay.
Lonnie Lyric and Reloaded Rose. No, my fault. I think it's 3 or 4.
Okay.
Because I know it's Lonnie Lyric, Reloaded Rose, Nate Parker, and I think Jay Ladden, I believe. Yeah, but I know for a fact it's Lonnie, Rose, and Nate Parker. Right. So we got.
Is GTMG more like interested in like rappers versus singers?
Yeah, we got rappers as well.
I'm not saying you got like it's only rappers. So do you guys got any singers?
Yeah, we got singers.
Okay,
we got,
okay.
We got Nate Parker. She's a singer.
Oh, she's singing. Okay.
Reloaded Rose. She's a hip hop artist, but she does her singing
Not
on
like
the low.
melodic sound.
Melodic.
You ever
sound.
thought about playing with that? Like the singing on your tracks?
Yeah, I got a couple tracks out with like
You really singing.
not like really singing, but it got
Yeah.
like a little auto tune to like keep the punch, keep it going.
Yeah.
But I'm not like vocally out.
Yeah. no singing from Infamous Child. All right. You got any questions, Kid Audio?
Nah, not really. I asked my question already.
You ask it again.
Well, what's the difference between you and you as an artist?
Well, me as an artist is business first. Me as myself is personal. So whatever I post on social media is a business. Because what I've learned, if you want to be a rapper, you have to be a businessman or a businesswoman.
Right.
Everywhere you go, promote yourself, promote your brand.
Yo, I agree. I can't agree with that. Oh my
Anywhere
God.
you go, it doesn't matter if it's to
Right.
the corner store.
You gotta be a walking brand.
There you go.
It's funny, like that's how I felt. Like that's how I look at the Too Much Sauce. Like nah, everywhere. Nah, you know I'm getting merch. You know what? Like I'm gonna wear shit everywhere I go.
Yeah.
Like that, and that's how you gotta be. Cause that's me, bro. I'm like nah, I want to be a walking brand everywhere I go. Cause you said it to me earlier. You was like, if they don't know Infamous Side, they know Too Much Sauce. If they don't know Too Much Sauce, they know Infamous Side. So it's like you won't fucking know me.
Yeah.
So I agree. You gotta be a walking brand. You
Yes,
have to
you
be.
do.
I mean, why would somebody like GTMG want to work with you if you're not? You know, you gotta be a full package. They're not trying to build an artist.
Well, we do build
you guys do
artists
that?
as well. Yeah, we do. It's
So people that like
multicultural.
have never had a studio session before, they can, but they talented. So like
They're
GTMG.
talented. Yeah, that's when we connect them to our studio connects.
Okay.
So it's more of like studio videographers, photographers, artist development. You know, coaching them. You know, showcases, things like that. Press media. You know.
So if you had the opportunity to talk to your younger self before you started taking music serious, and with everything you know now, what would you tell yourself?
Stay humble, work hard, and don't give a fuck what nobody gotta tell you. And also remain consistent.
Right. Your consistency is definitely key.
Consistency, like what I'm doing this year,
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to make sure it's bigger than what I've done last year.
Right.
I already dropped a free track on SoundCloud. I did his event last night, performed it, shut it down. I'm going back to New York tomorrow to drop another single on them for Valentine's Day. Then I got a photo shoot. After that, a video shoot. And then I'm back on tour again.
Yeah.
Feel me? Like,
So how often do you write?
well, as of now, I just write whenever I'm in the mood to write. But I will literally sit there and listen to like an instrumentals all day. That's just me.
Right.
Like I gotta be in the mood to write, like, or I gotta be inspired to write, or I could hear somebody who's like fire that like encourage me to like push my pen even more, type shit.
Right.
Yeah.
So it's probably kind of weird to ask you this question, but I'm still interested to know if you had the opportunity to join a label or continue being independent, which route would you choose?
I'll say sign a label.
And why? Why is that?
From my experience, right? I'm tired of spending my own money. I'm gonna be clear, cutthroat, and honest. I'm not saying I don't like to spend money, but I just don't want to spend my money. I want to spend somebody else's money.
Right.
I want to be able to develop a marketing plan or business plan and say, yo, I need X amount of dollars in funding. You understand? Because I got the plan in motion, you know?
Right.
So, and even though, yes,
Is
I
it just
do
money?
want-
So it's not resources. You feel like you
it's
can seek
both
that
money
yourself?
and resources.
Okay.
Because, I mean, yeah, I understand, you know, a lot of people choose to go independent because, you know, with the label, with like artists like Bobby popping up, NBA Youngboy popping up talking about don't sign to this label or they want out of their label. You know, I get it. You know, industry does do shady business, but
Right.
it's just a matter about knowing your paperwork. And once you're able to know your paperwork, comprehend certain codes or certain sayings.
Mm-hmm.
And once you have an understanding, then you should know what you're getting yourself into. It just instead of seeing a $2 million advance, couple Audemars watches and some rented Lambos. You feel me?
Right.
So I say go to the label. That's
so have you felt like, I mean, and this is popped in my head, this question. Do you feel like being with the label has made you a little more lazier? Like, do you like seek the label to do things, or you still out there like, yo, I just seen this this event, I want to be a part of it, like check that out for me and see if it look right, or do you just wait for them to bring the ideas to you?
Well, it's a balance of both.
Mm-hmm.
Because you could be signed to a label or signed to a team,
Right.
but at the same time you want to still remain consistent. So it's a combination of both. So
Right.
if I have a resource that I see online or whatever, and it may look good on paper,
Definitely.
but on business it may not sound good.
Right.
I'll be like, yo, can you talk to them?
Mm-hmm.
But if it's somebody I know for an extended period of time and I know I have it, I'm like, yo, what's the details on that?
Right.
Talk to me.
So not to act like the paperwork situation, but how does that work? So like, because I'm thinking from like an actor standpoint. I remember doing gigs, and I'm non-union, but if you're SAG, you can't do certain gigs because your union has to get paid. If your union's not getting paid, you're not getting paid. You shouldn't be working. So me being a non-union actor, if you say, yo, Reese, I got a web series I want you to be in, I can definitely do it. I can act in it, and you don't got to pay me. If I decide I want to do it for free, I can do it for free. Or if you're paying me, whatever you're paying me. But like when you're with the label, like now, like you did my show last night. Does like some of your, let's say I want you to sell X amount of tickets. Does your profit or some of your profit have to go to your label, or do you have to like pay like a dues?
Nah, it's just whatever I make from the events. Whatever I make from the events, that's all me in terms of the booking. You know, by right, they get a percentage.
Right.
So like, let's say somebody does inquire, they do send them the rates and what he's doing, what he's currently doing, what he's done before to build the concept of why he should be paid this amount of money. So yeah, it boils down to a rate and a percentage.
Okay. So what's the hardest part in your opinion with growing a fan base, or has it been easy?
The hardest part is, trying to stay in their eyes. That's my opinion, because believe it or not, there's a lot of people rapping, a lot of people stepping into the music scene. So if you got 100,000 people say, yo, check me out, and
with the same marketing scheme,
same everything, it gets boring, it gets tiring. So it's like, versus that one person who's really pushing for themselves, really outside, really doing what they're supposed to do. They project or they sound or they brand gets swept underneath the rug.
Right. So I mean, most artists don't want to probably agree to this, but like, do you feel like for yourself like following trends? Like when you see certain rap challenges and stuff go on, do you feel like I'm gonna jump on that wave because I can get famous with this little trend they got going on?
Well, the reality is no one blows up off of a challenge. That's just the reality. Because if you think about it, if you could name any rapper that blew up right now, look back at their interviews and see did they actually blow up from challenges. The reality is those challenges benefited the artists that presented the challenge. That's just the reality. So you barely see me doing any challenges. Maybe one or two freestyles depending on my mood, but a challenge, nah.
So if you had to choose between what makes you happy and what makes you money, which one would you choose? Be honest.
Depends on the aspect and depends on the situation.
Like the monetary gain from it.
Yeah. For my insanity, I would say happy. If I'm just fuck the world, you gotta choose money.
What's your go-to track? Like you just get in there, you get in the car, you get in the train, or when you just on your way doing whatever you're doing, like that go-to track. Have one go-to. Happy, mad, sad, don't matter.
I'm gonna have to say is Chinks Drugs. God rest the dead, the Chinks. It's called Voices in My Head. It sound like voices in my head keep telling me to go and get the money, go and get the money. Like everywhere you go, you gotta think about getting that money.
Right.
Yeah, that's like my go-to song.
Okay. So last question, what makes you different?
What makes me different is that whatever I do, the next man doesn't do. That's what makes me different.
Right.
If the next man is spamming his music, tagging people and whatnot, I'm marketing it. I'm actually paying money to market it.
Right.
If the next man is doing showcases in his town, I'm doing out-of-state shows and tours. It's all about being different. If you drop in music, I'm gonna drop merch. Merch technically lasts longer than music if you think about it.
Yeah. Clothes is definitely timeless.
You see?
Right.
So
a question that just popped in my head though.
Whatever he doing, I'm just doing the opposite, or if not doing more than what he does.
Right.
Yeah.
How do you feel about this question popped in my head? How do you feel about paying for advertisement? You know, would you consider that the easy way out versus, like you said, somebody just like spamming everybody, sending it, yo, listen, give me a listen, versus like, you know, listen, I'm YouTube or Instagram have these programs where you can just pay and get your views, or like, how do you feel about that?
I feel it's a good strategy because instead of you physically going up,
You have to write everybody.
putting the links in everybody's DMs.
Right.
There's a machine that can do that for you.
Right.
And there's a machine that can advertise that for you instead of like being in people's emails, because a lot of spam and junk be coming through the emails. So, you know, those email sites always flag them because they consider it not safe. So instead of your music link sitting in somebody's spam link for God knows how long, just freaking pay for advertisement. That's how, for me, that's how you catch my attention, is off of advertisement and how consistent you are. Because you can see an advertisement one time and then you'll forget about it. But if you seeing it everywhere, you see an advertisement in New York, you see an advertisement in Jersey, in PA, saying the same thing, like, yo, I remember I saw that advertisement in New York. I remember I saw that advertisement at this location. Let me tap in. It's a mind thing. If you see something once, you'll be like, you won't forget it, obviously, because you already saw it once. But if you see it more than once with the same character and the same person, it's like, okay, let me tune in to see what's going on. So advertisement is better than, you know, just physically doing it, because it's not like
back in the day.
In the days where you sending out, you was a pen pal to somebody, you hoping they got your mail or whatever. You know?
Right. All right. Well, Infamous Ty, I definitely appreciate you, bro, for being so supportive and coming out. This is the second time we rocked out live in the living room.
Second time we rocked out.
You know? And you actually just killed my show last night, came through with the merch, and you was on stage, did 2 songs for us. And I appreciate you, bro. Like, definitely
appreciate you. You already know. Whatever events you got, you hit me. You know, it's all love. We outside. That's it. That's all that matters.
Yeah. So, would you mind leaving us with the performance?
Yeah, I get it.
Yeah. It's Infamous time.
You know the vibes.
Say what?
Swag dripping. And what you got?
Too much sauce.
And what you got?
Too much sauce.
And what you got?
Too much sauce. Let me see it show the work.
And I said, when I step on the scene looking clean, baby, too much sauce. When I walk in the spot looking hot, baby, too much sauce. Walk in the club, all eyes on me. Swag dripping, a nigga really flee. Rock glistening, cool like an AC. A girl like Tupac, got her eyes on me. She know I'm with the antics, I'm with any antics. She's giving me break, shit is so fantastic. She know a nigga hot, cause I come from the block and I'ma make it to the top. Ain't it where her G-spot?
Shorty give me sloppy wocky, then she calling me poppy, then she rob me Kawasaki. She know I got is me, cause a nigga really flee, and I keep a couple bands on me, you feel me? When I step on the scene looking clean, baby, too much sauce. When I walk in the spot looking hot, baby, too much sauce. Got killers with me, look at me, baby, too much sauce. Keep a duffel bag with blue hunters, baby, too much sauce. If you know me by now, then you know I'm the shit, baby. Bring the bottles to my section, it's on me, baby. Anything you want in life, it's on me, baby. Cause you know I got the juice, baby. She messing with the kid, cause I got it like that. She know her old mans don't got it like that. Every time she asks, he said, don't got it like that. But when Shorty asked me, I said, I got it like that. Shorty know I got the drip drip. Pieces hit, and she knows she could get a lick. Forever stay bully, thought I played for the Mavericks. Some pussy stay wet, so you know I gotta have it. Touch me, tease me, kiss me, please me. I give it to you just how you like it, girl. Touch me, tease me, kiss me, please me. I give it to you just how you like it, girl. When I step on the scene looking clean, baby.